Good evening, warm welcome to the session. Today we are going to continue with our previous session on importance of APIX certification. Specifically, we are going to see on CLTD today. So let me attach the screen of CLTD. What you are seeing in the screen is from AACM website. The certification program CLTD is the latest one in the APIX portfolio or AACM portfolio. The expansion of this word is certified in logistic, transportation, and distribution. Of course, it also includes warehousing. It may be ideally suitable for the professionals who are working in logistic domain, but not exactly in freight forwarding or CFA, because all the APIX program considers manufacturing as a base, and whatever logistic attached to the manufacturing will be the topic covered. As you see, the syllabus which we will see will be more than pure import export customs and just transportation and other things, but it involves much more. For example, in a manufacturing environment, there are much more like inward logistic, then how do you manage the warehouse attached to your plant, and then how do you do inside logistic, then milk run to the suppliers or the customer. So it's much more than the basic logistic. So as you see the syllabus, okay, logistic overview and strategy, logistic network design. So if you are in the overall knowledge of logistic and supply chain, this may become easy. It's not so difficult for others. For example, I know many of the people who are in purely logistic, especially the people in Gulf countries. They are only in small part of a logistic, and they handle somewhere a small portion of transportation and warehousing. That may not be sufficient. Here the focus is logistic for a large manufacturing organization. For any APIC certification, that becomes the basis. So sustainability, reverse logistic, capacity planning, and demand management, you can see some are really just outside the scope of basic logistic. Here they expect the candidates to know overall supply chain, and then maybe possibly 50 to 60% weightage is given to the core logistic. Like for example, even order management, inventory management is not the container inventory or something like that. It is here we are talking about the component inventory in a warehouse. Okay, then of course you can see warehouse management and global logistic and transportation. If you are purely in import export kind of a business, then possibly you are in the last subdomain, that is global logistic and transportation. This is where you can see import export, customs, incoterms, and gs codes, all that will come into picture. But you need to understand all other topics also. Coming to the eligibility, possibly everyone in India is a graduate, so you need not worry about even the experience. Okay, if you are a graduate, you can directly take up this examination. As for the difficulty level of this exam, CLTT is a latest entrant for the APIX portfolio. Maybe it is 6 or 7 years old, possibly relatively easy. And earlier, CPM Part 1 was much easier among all the certification. Now, CPM Part 1 is removed in the latest 8 version. So, I feel CLTD is still the easiest among all certification. In any case, the examination fees and other thing, as you see up, is expensive. Okay, you cannot simply go unprepared and attempt this kind of exam. There are two things you have to understand. Exam cost alone may be 985, or they have given something below. You have to clearly understand non-members and members without certification upgrade add-on pay. So most of you, even if you have basic membership, the examination fees alone could be 13 $15, and the learning system you may have to spend $13 $70. This pricing may be different in different countries. You have to check the pricing in the local area. This is applicable in India. So even without the training, it cost roughly around 2,700 US dollars. Okay, training, official training normally costs roughly around one more thousand. With all bundling up, maybe you will get everything around 2000 3,300 or $400. So you should be prepared. This exam mostly is for one attempt, but when you take a bundled up, possibly you will get a second choice. In any case, you have to be careful in attempting this exam, because these are very expensive. Maybe exams are not so much complicated, but still it can be tricky for those who are taking this type of international kind of examination. And the next aspect is, if you are from other subdomains in the supply chain, for example, you may be in the planning, or you are in demand management, or inventory, core inventory management, then possibly this may not be the certification for you. If you are in the any portion of warehousing, logistic, transportation, or distribution kind of environment, this exam may be suitable. And try to avoid if you are in the core supply chain areas. The for you most suitable maybe from CPAM or CSCP. As you see in their site, either you can do self study, which you have to avoid if you are a busy person or out of college several years back. And there you need to have a support from external trainers. That's what you can see, instructor led. It is ideal for individual who prefer structured study environment. Of course, this instructor led pricing is not shown in the website, because they want you to contact the local official franchisee, so that you will note the price. This is what is recommended for the people who are not much aware about this, because you cannot assume that I have 10 years experience in logistic, I am a master in logistic, but I can clear this exam. No, this is not the case. So it is always advisable to go to the instructor led training. There is instructor supported. It's some kind of a flexi environment. This may not be suitable if you are busy executive working in organization. Flexi is meaningless for those busy people. They will always postpone, which will not help you in completing the exam. Of course, corporate and growth. If your corporate is sponsoring this program, that is fine. In India, by in the recent time, the corporates are trying to avoid sponsoring such expensive program, because they feel the people are waiting in the gate with these kind of certification. Though, so slowly they are avoiding sponsoring. Learning system is a combination of a hard copy, which you will physically receive, and also a soft copy through a login system. And that may not be alone sufficient for preparing for the exam. You have to go through the recommended books to get additional knowledge. In any case, you should have a target to complete exam 3 to 4 months, not more than that. These exams are all on demand exam, which means you can fix the date and time. Especially, in Indian conditions, this there is a PSN testing center where you can book the slot. It is available throughout the week, maybe from morning 9 to evening 8 or something like that. So you can fix. There is no minimum requirement, means you can apply for exam today, and if required, and if a slot is available, even you can book for tomorrow. But you have to be careful. Even taking this exam is allowed from the home environment, which I advise you to avoid. As you can see, it is a 3.5 hours exam. and you may have 150 questions, and the passing score they are saying 200 to 350 is the scale score. You have to google up what is a scale score. The maximum score is 350, minimum score is 200, passing score is 300. It is not, you cannot just simply divide them. It's works based on a scale score. Maybe if you google up you will get this detail. In any case, my suggestion is, if you are an expert, you are a bookworm, for example, self study is fine. Otherwise, you seek guidance from the trainer. As you can see in my LinkedIn profile, we train. Also, we have a unique mock test, which is not linked with Apex, but it will be used as a diagnostic skill. For example, if you take this exam, it gives 150 question, and you will be able to find what level you are at the currently, and then you can strengthen by your preparation methods. Okay, if anyone of you is interested in having such kind of a system, you are always welcome to reach me or our staff. So there are many people watching live in LinkedIn and YouTube. If you have any question, you can always comment in the comments or chat so that I can respond. Any questions on Apex or CLTD exam? Right then, have a nice evening. If any assistance, you are always welcome to reach to me or our executives.